Hello everybody! Welcome back to the channel! And today we're going to be taking a look at some mass murderers in America. So let's get into it! Number 10. Gary Ridgway. Gary Ridgway is known for being one of the most prolific serial killers in American history. He was also known as the Green River Killer. During his time as a killer, which spanned from the 1980s to the early 2000s, he would prey on vulnerable women. His victims were mostly sex workers, and he targeted them in King County, Washington. It's believed that he may have killed up to 90 people, but he was only charged for the murders of 4 women. He is currently serving multiple life sentences in Washington State Penitentiary. No. 9. Ted Bundy. Arguably one of the most famous serial killers of all time, Ted Bundy was an American serial killer and rapist. Bundy confessed to killing over 30 young women in the 1970s. He was known to target young women who resembled his ex-girlfriend, and he would often lure his victims using a fake cast on his arm. After his capture, Bundy became something of a celebrity, and he escaped custody twice before finally being executed in the electric chair in 1989. Number 8. John Wayne Gacy. John Wayne Gacy earned himself the nickname the Killer Clown after being convicted of the sexual assault and murder of at least 33 young men. The crimes that Gacy committed in the 1970s were truly heinous, and yet he was able to maintain a normal public life while committing his atrocities. Gacy would often invite the boys back to his home, where he would drug them before assaulting and murdering them. He was eventually caught when a police search of his home uncovered a large amount of evidence. Gacy was executed by lethal injection in 1994. Number 7. Samuel Little. Samuel Little was a serial killer who operated across the United States between the 1970s and 2012. He was known for targeting vulnerable women, including sex workers and drug addicts. Little was able to evade law enforcement for many years due to the transient nature of his victims and the racist attitudes of some police officers towards the women he targeted. However, he was eventually caught and sentenced to life in prison. In 2014, Little confessed to a total of 93 murders. Number 6. Jeffrey Dahmer. Jeffrey Dahmer was an American serial killer and sex offender who committed the murder of 17 men between 1978 and 1991. Dahmer would often target African-American men, and he would use various methods to lure his victims to his home. Once there, he would drug them before killing them. Dahmer would then keep the bodies of his victims in various stages of decomposition. When arrested, he became one of the most publicized criminals in the United States, and he was ultimately sentenced to 15 life sentences plus 41 years. Dahmer was killed in 1994 by a fellow inmate. Number 5. Richard Ramirez. Richard Ramirez was an American serial killer who terrorized California during the 1980s. He was known for his extreme brutality, and his crimes included murder, rape, robbery, and even satanic rituals. Ramirez was eventually caught and convicted of 13 counts of murder. He was sentenced to death and spent the remainder of his life in prison until his death in 2013. No. 4. Dennis Rader. Dennis Rader was an American serial killer who operated in Kansas during the 1970s and 1980s. He was known for his taunting letters to the police and media, and he earned the nickname BTK Killer, which stood for Bind, Torture, Kill. Rader was eventually caught in 2005, and he was sentenced to 10 consecutive life sentences without the possibility of parole. No. 3. David Berkowitz is known for being one of the most prolific serial killers in New York City history. He was known for his ability to remain hidden from the police for so long, and his crimes included murder, attempted murder, and assault. Berkowitz was eventually caught and sentenced to 6 concurrent terms of 12 years to life in prison. No. 2. Juan Corona. Juan Corona is known for the brutal murder of at least 25 migrant farm workers in California in the 1980s. Corona was known for his extreme cruelty, and he was eventually caught thanks to DNA evidence. He was sentenced to 25 consecutive life sentences, and he remains in prison to this day. Alright, now, before we get into if you want to see more videos like this one, we have another channel that you might enjoy. We made a video on the worst serial killers of all time. And now back to number 1. No. 1. Andrew Worman. Andrew Worman is known for being one of the most prolific serial killers in American history. He was known for his ability to remain hidden from the police for so long, and his crimes included murder, rape, and kidnapping. Worman was eventually caught in 2009, and he was sentenced to 186 years in prison. That's all for today. Thank you guys for watching. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like.